Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about some TV shows. Disclaimer, once again, you might hear some construction because I don't know what is happening right now, but there's construction everywhere and I can't really do anything about it. I need to film these. I'm actually running out of battery. So I just need to film this right now, and so yeah, I'm sorry if you hear any noises. I'm going to try and not talk when they're working, but I can't just keep stopping like 2 in 2 minutes, so yeah. So as I said, and as the title says, today I'm here to talk about some TV shows. To be completely honest, I had no idea what to do for this video, so as I often do, I went to Twitter and Instagram and asked you what you wanted, and you wanted a video about series and TV shows, and I love this type of videos where someone gives you some recommendations of what they're liking in terms of not only movies. I also like that, but I also like series, and I know this type of videos don't do that well on my channel, but I like to watch them, I like to do them, so here I am. You guys asked, even if were a few people, but you guys wanted some TV shows, so I'm here to tell you what I've been loving right now. This is not the shows that are my favorites. I'm planning on doing that. These are the ones that I've been watching recently and that I've just been loving, and I'm always excited about new episodes. They are not in a particular order, they're not in any type of categories, they're just mixed up. I have a bit of everything, mainly crime shows, because I feel like those are the ones that I enjoy the most in terms of just making me feel good, which is another video that I'm planning on doing, like some TV shows that just make me feel good. So if you'd like to see that video, let me know in the comments, because I have those shows that just I'm always up to watching, and they just make me feel good. So yeah, I have a lot of crime, but I also have horror, as you would expect, and other things. So let's just get into it, because these type of videos usually get too long and they can't, because I don't have a lot of battery. So the first show that I have to tell you, I think I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again, is 911, which is a crime show, sort of. This show follows a group of first responders, but in all aspects, like follows police officers and paramedics and firemen when they go to these like really weird crime situations. Maybe not just crime, like just injuries, but what I love the most about this show is the fact that it's not just about the crime aspect. It does have like a storyline with the main characters, and it's not one of those that you can just watch one episode and you're fine. It does have a story, and it's what I like the most about the show, to be honest. It's like the interaction with the characters and how real it feels, and yeah, I just really like the dynamic, and again, it's one of those that always make me feel good, and I love it. And because I like to know these things, I often go into shows because of who stars in it. I'm going to tell you who stars in all the shows that I'm going to mention here. And 911 stars Connie Britton, that you might know from Dirty John, but it also stars Angela Bassett from American Horror Story, and Peter Cross, Jennifer Love Hewitt from Ghost Whisper, Ryan Guzman, and Oliver Stark. There's a bunch of other actors, but I can't name everyone here. So yeah, I love all of them. They're all great. Not only great actors but great characters. I love all the characters in the show, and that is rare. The show is currently on season 4. It's a Fox show, but it's also available on Amazon, Google Play, Hulu, iTunes, VOD, Vudu, and on YouTube Premium. Now let's talk about a show that everyone has been talking about, and I wanted to give you shows that not many people talk about, but I've just been loving the show. I really liked it. It just went straight up to my top 10 favorite TV shows, so I had to talk about it in this video, and I'm talking about WandaVision. This is categorized as a science fiction, which I think it is, but it is a superhero show. And in case you don't know, the show is a Marvel show, and it follows Wanda and Vision, and it starts off as a sitcom, but then it just becomes something else. They notice that something is weird, and I'm going to leave it at that because there's a lot of twists and turns in this show, as you might expect. This show stars Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, and a bunch of other actors that I can't name because they're part of the twists. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. The show has 1 season, and we don't really know if there will be a season 2. On TV Time it shows off as a 1 season thing, like it says that it's done. And I would assume, because I think they're transitioning this show to the other Marvel movies that will come later on, but we don't know. And this show is a Disney Plus show, and you can only watch it there. I do need to let you know that you need to watch all the other Marvel movies before going into the show, because this has a lot of spoilers from the movies, and even if you don't really want to watch the movies, you might not really understand the story if you don't watch the movies. And if you end up watching this before watching the movies, if you do want to watch the movies, you will be really spoiled. So there's an order where you need to watch all these Marvel things. But if you don't want to watch all the Marvel movies, because there are a lot, I do think you can't get away with only watching the Avengers movies, which are 4. So yeah, I think you won't be spoiled if you only watch the 4 Avengers movies. Now let's get into my favorite genre, horror, and talk about Servant. I think this one is well known in the horror community, but if you're not a fan of horror, I'm telling you that you need to watch Servant. It's not like really horrifying, it's just creepy. It had like that uneasy vibe to it, but it's a really easy to watch show. The episodes are mainly like 25-30 minutes. I think only the first episode is an hour, if I'm not mistaken, but all the others are like between 25-30 minutes. But I think I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. And if you don't know what Servant is about, Servant is an M. Night Shyamalan show, so you know there will be like not really a twist. I don't think this show has a twist, but it does have some reveals that I was not expecting. And the show follows a couple that hires a nanny to take care of their fake baby. It's a doll, and I leave it at that because there's a lot to it. This show stars Toby Kebbell, Rupert Grint, that you might know from Harry Potter, Nell Tiger-Free, and Lauren Ambrose. That's basically it. There will be other actors here and there in a few episodes, but these are the main actors. The show is currently on season 2, but there will be a season 3 because M. Night talked about it on his Instagram, so I'm excited about that. and this is an Apple TV Plus show, so you can only watch it there. Let's go back to crime shows, and the next one that I'm going to tell you to watch is The Rookie. This one I do think is a really underrated show. I really like it. It's another one that makes me feel really good. And this one follows John Nolan, who's a middle-aged man, and after something traumatic happens in his life, he decided to change the course and his career and become a police officer in Los Angeles. And the whole thing revolves around the fact that he's the oldest rookie in the police department, and it follows mainly him, but you do get to know a lot of the other rookies, and yeah, I just really like it. And again, it's one of those shows that I think I like all the characters, so yeah, it just makes me feel good, and it's really funny. The show stars Nathan Fillion, who you might know from Castle, Melissa O'Neill, Eric Winter, Titus Mackin, and Alyssa Diaz. There's again a lot of characters and actors in the show because of like the police nature of it. So yeah, I can't name everyone. Let's get back to horror and talk about The Stand. The Stand was another show that I was planning on reviewing, but you guys would rather have this list, so yeah, I'm still going to talk about The Stand, and because it is in this list, you already know that I really liked this show. I did not read the book, which is a Stephen King book. For some reason, I always have to talk about Stephen King, but yeah, I did not read the book. I was planning on to, but then the book is so long and I wanted to watch the show, so yeah, I might still read the book because I really enjoyed the show and people say it is pretty similar. So yeah, I'm interested in still reading the book, but as of now I'm going to let you know what Stand is about. And the show starts off a bit scary because it is so similar to what we are living right now, because it starts off as a disease that kills most of Earth's population. It spreads and it kills a lot of people, so that was the scary part. I mean, the scary that connects to real life. But the main plot of the show is what comes next, which are about the survivors that are led by Mother Abigail, and they have to fight this evil entity that lands on Earth, who is called the Dark Man, if I'm not mistaken, aka Randall Flagg. This is another of those shows that has a bunch of actors and a bunch of well-known actors, so I'm just going to name a few. So the show stars James Marsden, Brad William Auck, Henry Zaga, Catherine McNamara, that you might know from Shadowhunters, Nat Wolff, Odessa Young, Owen Teague, who is also on it, and Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, and obviously Alexander Skarsgård, he is the main guy villain. And I do have to mention an unfortunate thing about this show, which is the fact that it stars Amber Heard, and I do not like her. I'm part of that group that is against her and basically defending Johnny Depp, so I really didn't want to watch this show because of that. But my love for Stephen King is bigger than my hate towards Amber Heard, so yeah, just letting you know in case you want to boycott this show, you want to boycott her. Yeah, this show does star Amber Heard, so if you don't want to watch things with her, you might not want to watch the show. The series only has one season. It's a mini series, so it's easy to watch, and it is a CBS All Access show, but here in Portugal it is available on HBO. Now on to one of my all-time favorites. I just discovered the show last year during quarantine, and I completely fell in love with it. It's really not my thing, but I really like it, and I'm talking about Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. This is another of those shows that make me so happy. It's a musical, which is so odd. I'm not really a musical person, but I completely fell in love with this. It's so unique. Yeah, the show follows Zoe Clark, which after a really odd event starts hearing people's emotions and deepest desires in form of songs. So she hears them singing like a song that expresses how they are feeling. It's really unique, and even though it tackles some like really important subjects, it's also so lighthearted and so amazing. The show stars Jen Levy, that if you are a horror fan, you might know her from Evil Dead and Don't Breathe. Skylar Astin, who you might know from Pitch Perfect. Alex Newell, Peter Gallagher, John Clarence Stewart, Lauren Graham, Mary Steenburgen, Kapil Talwalkar. Again, I might be butchering these names, but so I'm sorry. Alice Lee, Michael Thomas Grant, and Andrew Leeds. A really stacked cast, and another one of those that I just love everyone. The show is currently on season 2. It's an NBC show, and here in Portugal it is also available on HBO. Now, my last one, I think it's another one that's really underrated and that I don't see people talk about, another crime show, and I'm talking about Prodigal Son. I really don't know why people don't talk about the show, because this has like a pretty strong cast. Not only that, but the premise is really good. It's about a guy named Malcolm Bright that is like the best criminal analyst, because his dad was one of the worst serial killers, the surgeon, and so the show revolved about him helping the police catch these killers, as well as like his inner demons with his dad, and his dad still trying to reach him and his family. Yeah, it's a lot. In the beginning I saw people comparing this to Silence of the Lambs, which I do agree looks a bit similar, just in the feel of it. Like the story is a bit different, but it's also so good. And yeah, I feel like I like all the characters here. Even the dad, the serial killer, I think I like him because he's played by Michael Sheen, and that is the reason why I don't know why people aren't watching the show, because it has not only Michael Sheen but also Tom Payne from Walking Dead. So yeah, pretty strong two leads, so yeah. But the show also stars Austin Sage, Bellamy Young, Keiko Adjena, Aurora Perino, Frank Hartz, and Lou Diamond Phillips. The show is currently on season 2. It is a Fox show and it is available on Google Play, Hulu, Vudu, and on YouTube. So yeah guys, these are my recommendations, the series that I've been loving, and I feel like I have a good selection here. No matter what you like, I think you will like at least one show that I talked about. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've watched any of these shows, if you're interested in watching any of them, and if you do end up watching the show because of this video, let me know what you thought and if you liked it as much as I did. And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video.